All right, guys, we're back. We're live again. Uh, Jig-based Phoenix here. Um, and I guess we're gonna pick up where we left off. I don't know exactly where we left off. I think I was editing the second book in the series, but I kind of want to start another short story just to get back into the swing of things. I haven't written. No, I've written recently. It was for a I wrote something for a teaser for the first book. Let me see if I can find that. Nope, it should be here. Interior Analysis is the podcast I began to co-host. In case you don't know, we just recently did Shrek, and I think we also just released part two of a decade recap thing. Like, you know how a bunch of people went back and was like, this was the best this of the 2010s, and this was the best that. We did that for movies. It was a lot of fun. But we did Shrek. Next, we're doing The Boys, the Amazon Prime superhero TV show. I can't wait to do that. Actually, I have to take notes on that. But just was it yesterday? No, it was Saturday. It was Saturday. We just recorded a a little teaser for nope, that's not the right thing. That's the book itself. Oh god, where did I put it? Here. A little teaser for what's to come in the book. It doesn't actually happen within the novel, but it's more like a what if series within oh, wait, my phone within the novel. Like it's got some of the major characters. Um, you got Lux here, the main character. Asai, the government person, Lux's first enemy. Little crazy person, seismic, somebody similar to Lux in a lot of ways, but also different in a lot of ways, and then the moderator for this whole thing. And that should be coming to you. I have to send sound effects to the other co-hosts, but this should be coming on anywhere that streams podcasts. Really, this Thursday. So that was a lot of fun. Um, but other than that, I haven't been doing much writing. Also, let me give a quick shout out to I got three new people. Oh wait, we're one away from the thing. I just realized that from the goal. Hang on, we have four. 34 out of 35. All right. Shout outs to 667. That's what it looks like. Yeah, 667. Brianna Smith 1222. I know her from another streamer I watch, Patrick Cloud. Shout outs to him. And Simply John Erica. Shout outs to you as well. Thank you all for the follows. We are inching closer and closer to the goal. Um, but it's not about. I learned this. It's not about numbers. You know, we're doing it because. Well, I'm doing it because I believe it's good content and it's not something you see a whole lot of. You know. Um, so yeah. Novels. Do I? No, I don't need to do anything. Just send it. Like I said, we're gonna go to the short story. Actually, it's the send it short stories. Yes. We have the British Ghost Kids story that we can still work on, but I don't feel like getting into that right now. It's gonna be a little bit of a sad story and not very action oriented. I kind of want to continue with the Oh, and I'm gonna start posting these to YouTube as well, so these will be permanent. Because I know on Twitch, after 2 weeks, they disappear. So I'm just gonna port these over as is to YouTube from now on. And I also don't like editing, which is why I stream on here first. Um, Plus, it's just a really good platform for streaming. But yeah, we're gonna start moving those over to YouTube because I know those they're not permanent on here. Um, It was Renaissance, Resistance. I'm not sure if this is Arids or yeah, this is Arids. Darn. Did I not start one for Raven? I didn't. Oh, this is another one I'm looking forward to doing, the God Killer. It's like an alien dude that was bred to be like one of the strongest in my universe. And it's his origin, and he kills an entire pantheon of gods, and that'll be fun to write. I like having stupidly strong characters, like main characters, like Anti, for example, go in and destroy people that aren't supposed to be able to be defeated, like gods or angels or demons and stuff. I like creating those types of people. I have my favorite, of course, Anti. Oh, I guess I'll just. I forgot I moved it over. I'll throw up the Where is it? Book files. Yes, I'll throw up the cover art because why not have something for you guys to look at. I have one with my initial and one without my initial. I don't know if Amazon allows for an author to have their initial on the thing, but yeah, that's why I have, I guess, two different versions. Shout outs to my artist, Nick, for this dope cover. And to be clear, it's not a graphic novel or a comic book. I wish it. Let me. I wish it was. Um, but I feel like because it's superhero oriented, it would drown in the market because comic books are like 98% superhero stuff. Um, so I made it a novel instead. Plus, it was just easier for me to write everything out. Um, so yeah. All right, I think we're gonna start with Ravens. This is Captivity. I don't think I need this anymore. I should organize this. Not now, but um, we're gonna start creating Raven story. I had like a small note that like my city, I'm not. There's only like a few key locations in my city that are used over and over, but because it's a city, there's so much more I can add to it, and I completely forgot to add things to it. Like I wrote a note for it. Should be graveyards or a graveyard somewhere, and because a lot of the characters die. Salons, malls. There should definitely be at least one highway somewhere around the city. Rec center. There's like other things. A gym. That's where this short story is supposed to start off on. At Raven's story is supposed to start in a gym. Uh, so we're just gonna Renaissance. No, that's not how you spell that. Resistance. Where's the Resistance Renaissance? No, that's the other one. It's the other way. Whoops. Renaissance Raven. It's not an origin story for this character. Let me pull up a photo of her. Not an origin story for her. It's just showing what people are doing, and it's more like downtime because at this point there's been, I'm gonna say, like 3 wars, one of which was like an invasion. In the main overarching story, so in preparation for another coming one, no, it's been 2 wars. In preparation for another coming war, um, there are a few main characters that are off in space, um, figuring out what they want to do with life, I guess. Like, I guess finding themselves, soul searching, whatever you want to call it. Um, and while a few of them are off in space, the humans down on Earth are kind of just chilling. Even the aliens that are down here are just they're just chilling in this downtime, going about their day to day lives. So the next book in the series, not the next book, but like the eighth book in the series is called Beyond, and it's an epic in space. And they're just that's where we're following the characters that went off into space because they're going on like a space adventure. And these short stories are here to, I guess, provide gap fit fit not gaps, but filling for the gaps as to what's happening on Earth while that main book is happening. So it's happening at the same time, except one of the short stories. And I think that should happen when they get back to Earth before any sort of other invasions happen. Because the character Anti, the first short story we wrote, he is off with the space crew um, during this time, but he also has. I just wrote a short story where he's on Earth around that time as well. So I think that should happen when they come back to Earth because that would make chronological sense. Um, but yeah, these short stories are just to serve the purpose of them these following the people on Earth. What are they up to? And I think I'm gonna make all of them free to read because why not? Um, what am I looking for? Service characters. Here is Raven, the person we're doing this short story about. Um, they're up here. Um, all right, so let me use my other beat thing here to break down how I broke down Arid's story. We read Arid's story. My family was here for that. Let's get rid of this. Did a live reading of Arid's story. It was pretty fun. Okay, that's the beats. Possible characters, story notes. Why is this like that? That's bothering me. Uh, all right. So Raven is the main focus of this one. Let's move it right down. Uh, Leader of Resistance. Not sociopathic, but non-feeling, I guess. Stoic, cyborg. Um, android with the imported personality of fallen soldier John Armstrong. Uh, pacifist. Oh, I already added this fact. He's a pacifist ever since the fall of their little secret soldier organization. Uh, tech guy. Let's just leave it at that. So we got Raven, uh, weapons specialist for the resistance. It should be capital P. And she also serves as like, I guess both Aaron and Raven, three more followers. Yes, welcome to the stream. I'm glad you can make it. Weapons specialist for the Renaissance. She also serves as like her and Arid are kind of like straight characters, but so is Dex, and Desolate is more dead inside, hence the name plus his personality. Not Desolate. Sidewind is just a goofy MF. Um, she's not really a motherly figure. Her and Arid are similar in character. They both go through issues, but um, there was a really fun segment, not a segment, a scene in Arid's short story that I enjoyed. As to why, like, I didn't realize that he was only one of my only characters, like superhero characters that wore a mask. And I addressed it in that scene, and it just made sense as to why he did. Because none of the rest of them, like even the people in his crew, wear masks. Some of the registered heroes do, and I'm changing. not, I guess, adding a name to registered heroes. I'm gonna call them nobles from now on, because you know, like how not every, but a lot of superhero stories will have like a specific name to give uh superheroes their superheroes. So I think I made a list. Did I delete it? I might have deleted it. So, for example, the show we're going to be reviewing on the podcast, the boys, they call them soups. In The Incredibles, they call them supers. Not stupidly creative names, but um, those are just some examples. Like My Hero Academia, they're called heroes, but they have quirks instead of superpowers. That's what they're called. Um, so I decided to I guess, add a name to the registered heroes, and it's also easier to say nobles because after the first superhero that they see that's brought out to the public, noble. And it also makes sense because for his name, he's looked up as like an ideal character, noble, and for them, they're heroes, so they're supposed to represent something noble, hence the name nobles. Um, so yeah, so we're gonna get into story notes. I think I had one. I gotta open the document. I had one other. I have to create some more. One-off villains for these short stories. Only with the resistance, really. Um, I have so many characters. I really don't need to be creating one-off villains. Humble brag, but let me see. Is there any other thing I need to be focusing on before? Excuse me, before I start this. I'm trying to think. Feats or characters and a faction list. Jeez, I'm also creating another series. I'm thinking of creating another series where, you know how in like Avatar: The Last Airbender, there are benders. Oh, that's another example. Instead of superhero, they have benders or soups, whatever. Um, Avatar: The Last Airbender, they have benders, right? Elemental benders. They can control all four elements, but some of them are more powerful than others. Some of them have certain applications to their element that they can use. For example, water benders, people who manipulate water, can turn their water into ice sometimes, or bend the water in a person's blood, controlling a person. Firebenders can use lightning, that type of thing. Um, Another example I'm thinking of is Jedi, who can use essentially their powers are like telekinesis and telepathy. But they have swords, so there's that too. I'm trying to create a series, or think of a first before I create the series. I'm trying to think of a superpower that has a lot of applications to it that um, multiple people in this series can have, and like not everybody is exactly the same with that one superpower. Um, I thought telekinesis would be a good one, but that's more along the lines of the Jedi and Sith Star Wars thing. So I'm not entirely sure about that, but it does have a lot of applications. Um, I was thinking about darkness manipulation, which would be interesting because I think if I did darkness manipulation, it would have to be. I want to make it a contrast to where it'd be a comedy series or comedy centric. Um, to contrast the whole darkness thing. If they're using shadow powers, like I wouldn't want it to be stupidly grim or edgy. Um, so I think that would be pretty cool. Or I just wrote down any kinesis, meaning a person can control a specific thing, a specific. So maybe they'll have hydrokinesis, manipulating water. Another person will have manipulating metal. Another person will have manipulating light bulbs. I'm just giving examples. Shadow manipulation. So that might be interesting. that might be interesting, where like maybe only one person should be able to control their element, which would make that a little more interesting as well. Anyway, I got to think about that. We've been thinking about that, but I also need to focus on developing the current series that I have, but I don't want to like block my brain out from creating others as well. Um, so yeah, that was a huge tangent. We were getting into the one-off villain. Yes, one-off villain. Yes. All right. Let's look through some of the new characters I have as well, right? Or in the works. Alien names. These are just templates for when I don't have a creative name to come up with. Um, there's a whole vampire faction thing. I just gave got a bunch of names for that. Then some of my Egyptian champions. And then I think I'll use this for like the parody characters or like the non super serious nobles. Like I'm probably gonna develop more nobles slash registered heroes down the line at some point. So we already used Lucent for uh what's his face's backstory. Arid's not backstory, but Arid's short story. We have Rapture, which is where that comes from, but I might want to just change it to Rapture. I'm not entirely liking the name Wrapped because that sounds awfully close to something else. Um, Ronan, he was in Arid's short story. These are the angel characters I still have to draw. I have to really be in the mood to draw like angel or demon characters for some reason. Even though one of the arcs, the first big arc, is entirely centered around them. No, it's not. The second arc is. First arc is more the second and third invasions. The hero killers, we already knew about them. Riftblade, Severa. Malice isn't there because I already finished him. We have some demigod, mythological champions to create at some point. The creator's children, which are basically Adam and Eve. Um, Seder. I'm looking to do like a cross between some fighter genre, like a character for that. So we have like Akuma, Ken Ryu, Sub Zero, Scorpion, and I think I added one more to that. Nope, I don't see it. So a character like that, and then at some point I'm gonna do like a whole Justice League parody group, because they're going to be what's the word? So at some point, I can just read this. Part of fake Justice League, led by Noble. Like I said, he's my Superman homage character. I don't think I said that this time, but he has created the to combat the reconstructors that Detrius populates the Earth with. So when this Conqueror Dragon War dude comes down and gives the Earth these things called reconstructors, which are there to monitor war or violent activity and stop them in their tracks. Noble creates this superhero group. Um, and this happens before the hero killers are awakened, which would make sense story wise because I need some of these hero killers, these this hero killer group to do some hero killing. So we have some heroes that probably going to be created just to be killed off, even though you might like them. That's the way the cookie is eaten. Uh, and here the hero killers will begin to take them out. So Superman, Noble, obviously, Wonder Woman. We have Ket, that's by Egyptian champion lady. Batman, Iron Man, and then I just named this guy Batman, Iron Man. Iron Man, Batman, Man. He's gonna be like a cross between them. Flash, Milestone, Green Lantern, and for them, Martian Manhunter, Cyborg, Aquaman. I gave this. I like the name Afterburn, and it's not a taken name. Um, for a it could be used for a fire character, but I like it more for a cybernetic character or android character. Because you think Afterburn, it's Afterburner, which is like the I think it's something to do with planes. I'm not entirely sure. Um, so there's that guy, Fake Justice League Cyborg. See, I named him Afterburn here, and then the rest you've probably seen before. So we're not gonna go into the Fake Justice League people right now. That'll take a while. We're gonna go a little more into Rapture and what he does. Enhanced thievery. I think he should have something a little different. Not different, but like cooler than just enhanced thievery. Because all Lucen did was just light people on fire. He had no powers. He's had a golden lighter, and he thought that was something, which is why Aaron made fun of him for it. Um, Crime Boss. There's not going to be much to him. I'm not. The focus for these short stories are not to be focusing on the villains because, like I said, they're one-off villains probably going to be killed or jailed by the end of every one of these short stories. Um, we're gonna have Rapture. This is gonna be a pain to write his name over and over. Main villain for her short story. Steals things. Good at it. Um, story notes. I don't have any story notes planned out right now. I didn't even have any story notes for Arid's thing. I just kind of wrote the beats out. I think I'm gonna do the same here. I want these characters to like grow at the end of each of their short stories. So I gotta think of like the lesson Raven should earn or learn by the end of it. Eric didn't really learn much of a lesson by the end of his, but it was more to show more of his character, like why he does the things he does. Like that entire bar scene with him and Raven was really critical to that story. And like I said, I'm really proud of that story because sometimes I struggle with writing character moments. I'm really great with action, but character moments and motivation. You have time. Okay, cool. But yeah, I'm when I have moments that show what kind of character a character of mine is, it feels good to really explore that and get that out on paper. Um, Main villain Rapture. I'm gonna have to start off in a gym. Don't know why I thought gym. I just want to show. Said before, I want to show off like other locations of the city. I don't really show off in the main story, so I never thought, a city might have a gym. Yo, Honekata, been a while, bud. How you doing? Playing Poke MMO because I have nothing else to do. I'm sure a lot of people have nothing else to do, my guy, which is why I'm taking advantage of the streaming. And why I'm back. Part of the reason I'm back. Um, Something to do with anti. I wrote some dream origins down. Like sometimes I get really cool origins in dreams, and they might not make sense completely for the dream, but um, like I can decipher that, and I'll just edit it a little bit for a character I'll make. So I have like two here that will be good to add at some point for somebody. I have no idea. Okay, so Raven's story is going to start in a gym. No idea where it's going to go from here. I have no idea who's going to be in the story besides, of course, her team at some point. Maybe she should just kick a bunch of people's asses in the gym or something. Because they test her, or they they get they a bunch of thugs walk in and they close the gym and be like, "Yo, you Raven?" She'd be like, "Yeah." They're like, "Yo, boss sent us to kill you." You're like, "Okay," and then she kicks their butts with a bunch of weights, maybe 45-pound weights. I'm shiny hunting a Pikachu to sell it. Okay, you can sell Pokemon in. Well, I guess if you make them fight, you can sell them. I guess that makes sense. The shiny can sell for at least like 1 million in game currency if it isn't trash. What game system is that on? I've never heard of that game. Is that a phone app? If that's a phone app, I might have heard of it. I'm familiar with Pokemon Masters, but I don't think that's the same game you're talking about. Poke MMO is a fan game that turns into an MMO, as the name implies. Okay, so that's like just on the internet, like one of those internet games, like like how you used to. Well, I used to go to like Nick.com or CartoonNetwork.com and play the games they had on there. So I guess kind of like that. You can download a phone launcher and play it because the games aren't hardware intensive. Okay, that's pretty dope. Pretty dope. So are you like you're still a Pokemon trainer, right? So you just battle people online in this MMO? Is that what that is? So there's just 4 games with an MMO aspect. Okay, cool. Uh, starts off in a cam. Given is let's not have anything too attention grabbing. Like I'm imagining a boxing ring in this gym. Uh, let's give the gym detail. Boxing ring in the center. Lots of lifting equipment, treadmills around. Treadmills around it. Oh, I put the U in after the thing. Fire red, emerald, platinum, white. The only one, ooh, actually, the only two I've played out of those is fire red and emerald. But the only one I keep playing on repeat is fire red or just normal red. You can take the same character across all 4. That sounds pretty cool. Pretty cool. How do you? I never understood how you hunt for fire red power plant right now. Yeah, the power plant. We, I know exactly which point you're at. I never understood shiny hunting entirely though. Um, like you just going around certain spots that shinies might be at. I think I found exactly one shiny in any of my playthroughs. You have a 1 in 30,000 odds of finding a shiny. In a horde battle, you encounter 5 Pokemon at once, so your odds are 5 times higher. 1 in 30,000? Jesus. Well, all I got to say is good luck, cause holy crap. Let me know if you find it or a shiny. I have a counter for how many horde battles I've done so far. 64. And you have not found a shiny yet, correct? What was that? My phone? What the heck? Nope. Keep hunting, you'll find one. You'll find one. You just gotta think positively. You gotta think positively in times like this, especially Honeycata. Cause not looking too hot. Nope. I have a level 63 mag mortar, who can one shot the entire horde though. That's good. So you can get through it fast. That's good at least. How long have you been hunting for this shiny? Like, I guess total time. Lifting equipment shovels around it. Raven is bench pressing without a spot. So do I move? So I do move that. Do move that summons a horde. KO them, and if they aren't shiny, repeat. Oh, that's not that bad. So you'll find it soon. Keep at it. Keep at it. Bench pressing without a spot. No, let's give her a spot. I got an idea. Bench pressing with her spot. Regal, who is also her boyfriend. She doesn't need him ultimately to finish her bench press workout. No. Finish her bench press workout. Regal notices a bunch of people be kicked out. Hang on 1 second. The gym as more enter people that have entered were sent by new villain Rapture. To be honest, Google hours until they find one, but I don't care. This honestly probably a good way to instantly earn a giant chunk of cash. There's 7 results for a shiny Pikachu on the GTN right now, and the cheapest one is 25 million global trade. Okay, cheapest one right now is 25. Jesus, that's not cheap by any means. So if I undercut him and sell mine for 2,400,000, I should make a big profit. Okay, cool. I guess that's some insider trading info for you. Sent by new villain Rapture. Raven has an entire fight sequence using gym equipment and such against them, while Regal sits back and sips on his protein shake. Let's see if you go from here. Let's have her go to the hideout and ask for information as to why Rapture is after her. Because at this point, I don't know either. Doing all this to earn a jacket because the jacket costs 800,000. Hey man, if the jacket is swaggy, I don't blame you. The jacket is that dope. I don't blame you. 800,000 jacket has to be pretty darn cool. And then what are you gonna do with the leftover money? Because you're definitely gonna have something left over after that, a good chunk still left over after that. You can buy 2 jackets with that, 3 jackets. Yeah, more than 1 jacket. Raven says she'll meet up with Regal later and heads to the resistant hideout. Describe hideout, because I have no idea where this. I know it's obviously in Haven City. Describe hideout. I have no idea what this hideout of theirs will look like. Uh, they were all part of the government at some point. So maybe it's like funded. No, the Alpha Core spoilers is like decommissioned at this time, so they wouldn't be paying for it. None of them are particularly rich either. They don't really know anybody rich that would be able to do this. I don't even know what they do for money. Oh, jeez. I don't know how they have all of it. Maybe they should have like a Connect in the government. They need to create a Connect character, I think. Maybe Dex deals with them most of the time, but because Dex is like the tech guy, so I think Raven and Dex should deal with this Connect character the most. Probably just save it to buy enough random mons for a perfect mon. Pokemon have a thing called IVs, which determine, or is that LVs? I think it's IVs. Which determine how many stats they gain when they level up. It goes from 0 to 31, and it costs about 2 million to get one with 31 in every stat. What? Determine how many stats they gain when they level up. Okay. Okay. I think I get that. I think I understand that. I know the stats and numbers and charts and graphs. That's interesting. I mean, hey, if you got nothing really to do during this time, it's a great time to catch up on any games you want to play. I actually bought 2K before this whole thing started, the 2K20, NBA 2K20, and I've been having a blast with that. If I have two Pikachu's, what? Oh God, are we doing math problems? Honey Connor, no math in here. I'm done with school. You may not be done with school. I'm done with school. I'm not taking online classes right now. I got out. I'm free. I'm do, don't tell me to do my homework. I ain't got no homework. If I have two Pikachu's, one has a 10 attack and one has a 31 attack, both level up. The first gains 4 points, the second gain. Okay. It adds up to a lot over 100 level. Well, yeah, I would assume it does. That we we writing here. We don't do math. You got math and English. We do English. This is English class, but I'm not teaching anybody really. So this is not even class. This is recess. My stream is a recess. Young young man, you gonna get your mouth washed out. Oh Jesus, hang on. Oh, oh, uh, oh man, I think my nose is clear. Okay, I think you're older than me. Oh, that's still the fact that I probably am older than you is made what made it that much funnier. um, that's hilarious. Um, it this whole thing kind of just sucks for people with without, well, not without, still in class right now. Like my brother who just started his freshman year in September. Um, he's doing online classes right now, and he had to move out of his dorm. They're done for the rest of the year in person, which is crazy to think about. People who were supposed to graduate, I think they still graduate, but they don't have graduation. Same thing with people with prom. Those are like some big milestones. My ex had her last day of class a couple weeks ago, and now she's doing online. Yep, yep. Yeah, this whole, what's crazy? I think my year has to be like the luckiest year, my graduation year, my class year, because we got out of doing a lot of stuff, and it would always be the year after us that would be starting some whole nonsense. Like, for example, in high school, I forget, I think we just became juniors. It was either we just became juniors or seniors, and the class below us um, had to start doing the NJ Park, which is another stupid state test like the SATs or the HESPA. Um, and we just got out of doing like we were the year that just squeezed out. And there was a bunch of I can't think of them all right now, but there was a bunch of things like that that we just squeezed out of. And here's another example: we just missed this whole virus thing, and we got to graduate with ceremonies and all that before this hit. Like literally this around the same time this year. Well, this year. Um, it's crazy. My ex had her last day. Yeah, you said that. No, I read that. Dropped out at 17, so it doesn't affect me. Okay. How old are you now? You probably told me. It's been a while. Forgive me. It's been a while. 19. Okay. All right. I mean, I think you said you're working though, right? Are you working? If you are you working from home? I would hope so. You gotta be safe out here in these streets. I can't work from home because I am a part-time bank teller, but they closed my branch down, so we're not open to the public right now. Um, but I still have to go in 2 days a week to do the ATM, which, in my opinion, is stupid. Because if it's an automated teller machine, and you still need a teller to do it, what's the point in it? Um, so yeah, working from home even before it's even started, this thing affects me very. Oh, that's cool, great. Now everybody's just staying home with you. I read I think it was a tweet that said people on house arrest are probably laughing their asses off right now, which is probably very very true because everybody is stuck at home just like that. But yeah, I still have to go in 2 days a week, which is not bad, especially since we're not open to the public. They're not having me dressed too crazy. I need to just like a polo and khakis, and I can wear sneakers. So I'm chilling. I think I'm working. It's either 6 or 7 hours still, but it's not even me really working since I don't have any customers. I don't have anything to do until they need us to do the ATM. So, and even that's normally not a lot. So, um, so I'm kind of just chilling. I'm not entirely sure if they're paying me for the time off that I'm. It's not even time off. I'm technically on call, but because I don't drive, I can't go to any of the other branches. So that's the whole reason I got this bank job because it's near me. I can walk to it. Um, so uh, I just really hope they're paying me for the time off because if not, that next paycheck is gonna suck. That'll only be 4 days that I worked, and it's not even the full 8 hours, which is gonna be trash. My dad works in a clean room, so his work is super clean anyway. Next paycheck, 14. Right. Exactly my point. I'm gonna have total. If it's 7 hours, I'm gonna have 28 hours total. When that 28 hours for me is normally how much I work in a week because I'm part time. So if I'm only getting that one, well, if I'm only getting that 1 week, that's gonna be half of what I normally get, maybe even less. That's just gonna suck, dude. Um, but because it's a bank, like you'd think they'd have more than enough to pay their employees, and I'm sure they do. Because they have 10 branches, and not like a national bank like Bank of America or Chase Bank, but you'd think they'd have more than enough to pay their employees for this whole virus thing. Because it's not, and we get paid for like holidays or and snow days as well, because it's not our fault that snow happened. It's not our fault that this virus happened. Um, so you'd think we'd be able to do that. Instead, I can't make you do math, but as soon as money, hey, you got me. You got me there. Yep, that's like the only math I'm willing to do. Money. Money is math. Math is money. Money is. Listen, listen. No, listen. All right. Watch my shiny Pikachu have the literal worst stats possible. That would suck. I mean, at that point, you just have to hunt another one, wouldn't you? I'm calling it 0 XP, 0 attack, 0 speed. Yeah, that'd be rough, buddy. All right, let's finish out these last 5 minutes. Doing a little more of this planning for this story. Scribe hideout. I sell it for cheaper just because it's people don't buy them because they're good. Oh, just because they're shiny, right? They're probably shiny collectors out there. I'm sure that's a thing. Um, or I could get out to your luck and sell it for 500 million. Hey, you do that, more power to you. Then you could buy like at least 4 jackets with that. At least 4. Someone is selling a nearly perfect shiny for 750 million. Now imagine that was real life. Find a shiny animal, you sell it for that much. You don't ever have to even think about working or your family working or your kids working or anybody. How much do albino tigers cost? I have no idea. Let's look it up. Albino tiger. Not that much. No, no, that's not. No, that's just a normal. Like $2,000 just for a cup. That's not. That's not a crazy amount. I was thinking it'd be like 150,000 million billion trillion. I thought it'd be way more. Raven has risen as I describe hideout. Raven asks, no, no, ask your teammates why captures men are after her. And then asks who the hell rat capture is. They all look at Sidewind, but let's not blame this one on Sidewind. We blame the first incident in the first short story on the Sidewind. Look at Sidewind. Sidewind says he's innocent and is. So we got to think of a reason as to why. Yes, says he's innocent and is. So we got to think of a reason as to why Rapture, who she's never even met before, why her men would be her men. His men would be after her. That's a regular tiger, I think. Regular tiger is a 2000. It said white cub, I think. White. The white tiger cub. This says 2000. Oh, why that's there? 2000. White tiger cubs for sale. Is there a difference between white tiger and albino? And is. So why would Rapture's men be after her? It has something to do with. I mean, she might have to go on a hunt. It would have something to do with either somebody in the resistance who ain't telling the truth, or Regal. Be weird, but a little interesting if they were actually after Raven because Raven is connected to Regal, like obviously because they're dating. Um, and they wanted to kidnap her to get Regal to work. Interesting. Kidnap her to get Regal to work for them, right? And they're so stupid they didn't even realize that Regal was actually in the gym when they attacked her and tried to kidnap her. And they're doing this because they heard of what Ignitro, this man's here on the cover, did to Lux's mother, this man's here on the cover. He kidnapped her to, I guess, just bring him out so they could duke it out. But if Rapture heard that, because he's also a criminal, because criminals stay criminalizing. If he's kidnapping Raven to do the same thing with Regal, who is happens to be, spoilers, big spoilers, Lux's half brother. That would make logical sense to me. Let's write that down and we're gonna end the stream. Rapture. So we gotta think of a way that Raven finds this out, and we'll have to do that next time. Rapture is after Raven because he wants to kidnap her to get Regal to work for him. He comes up with this plan. And it'll also be funny, like a little funny joke, because he not only steals physical things, but he steals ideas. Okay. He comes. What did I say? Oh, comes up with this idea because of what Nitro did in kidnapping Lux's mother. So Rapture not only steals physical things, but he steals. What was I going to say? He steals ideas. All right, we're off to a good start with this so far, and yeah, pretty good stream. I'm glad to be back, y'all. We'll be streaming normal times from now on. Not gonna worry about that view count down there. I didn't want my average to go down as I approach the 50 follower goal to become affiliated, but we're not gonna worry about that. I've been inspired to do this for the right reason, to share my content with the world. These will be ported to YouTube because YouTube is permanent. Will be porting or can be permanent. These will be ported to YouTube because on Twitch these go away after a while. So yes, guys. Thank you to everybody that stopped by. Thank you to the 3 new followers once again. 667 Brianna Smith and simply John Erica. John Erica. Thank you to the homie Hanekata for stopping by as always. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you to Mom as well. And we're gonna end the stream here. I got the button ready this time. All right. Yeah. I'll see y'all tomorrow night, 8 p.m. once again. And this is J Base Phoenix. Wait, we're gonna do it on this side because yeah, signing off.